MLB All-Star Game voting is back. I'm so excited. I do this video every single year on my channel. It does well, and I love talking about the All-Star Game with you guys because it really is one of the most exciting events of the year, and it's one of the few sports where it feels like the guys actually play really hard. So I don't know about you, but I love the All-Star Game, and All-Star Game voting is even more fun because this takes rankings and opinions and everything that I do on this channel, and it throws it into something that gets people way too animated and way too opinionated, but it's fun. So let's go ahead and have some fun. Let me fill out my All-Star Game ballot here for you guys live on the channel. If you want to try it out for yourself, a link will be in the description along with a link to all my social media. Make sure you're following me over there at GiraffeNeckMark. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. Let's take a look at this. So technically right now we're voting for our favorites to advance to the next round, which I believe is called Phase 2, or it's called the finals actually. And then on July 5th to July 8th is when you actually can vote for the starters. So right now you're voting for the guys to move on to the next phase. Like I said, I'm going to do 2 ballots. I'm going to do one that I personally want to do. This is going to be my picks, not necessarily who deserves it the most, but the people I like the best. And then 2 will be, I think, the guys who deserve it the most. So for everybody out there who's about to get really mad, remember, this is my picks. I'm going to be a little bit of a homer here. I'll be showing you the correct picks based on statistics coming up shortly. We're doing 2 ballots. That's how we're having some fun around here. Okay, so in the American League at first base, Jose Abreu still a beast, but I don't think he's my choice. Luis Arraez, no. Ty France, Vlad Jr., and I think as well Anthony Rizzo probably have the best chance. I'm going to go for Ty France. Ty France I think deserves a little bit of love. He's been fantastic out in Seattle this year. He's been one of the better hitters on that Seattle roster since he got there. I think he deserves some love. Let's vote for him for first in the American League. And then the National League, you have Big Meat Pete Alonso, who, yeah, I mean, you guys know what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to vote Pete. We also have Paul Goldschmidt, who's having an MVP caliber season as well, arguably better. I mean, 1029 OPS and hitting 341 is disgusting. Paul Goldschmidt, one of the most underrated players in all of baseball. He's disgusting and probably the correct pick right now. And then I think CJ Cron also is in the conversation. Everybody else, not so much. But of course, I'm going to be a homer here. I'm picking Pete Alonso. At the time of recording this, we don't know how long he's out for after getting hit in the hand by the San Diego Padres. I hope Pete's still healthy, fingers crossed, and he's going to be in the All-Star game. I'm voting for him as a starter right now. Second base, you have Jose Altuve, who's having a really good, quiet year like he's been doing. Santiago Espinal, someone who I've been very high on, and he's looked really great. But I think I'm going to have to end up going with Andres Gimenez. Andres Gimenez has had a phenomenal year with the Cleveland Guardians, making that Lindor trade not look as bad for Cleveland because it looks like he's going to be a real player, and he was the top prospect with the Mets. So I'm going to pick Andres Gimenez. I think he deserves the most at second base. And then in the National League, ooh, you have Jazz, who's playing out of his mind. Jazz is so sick. Big fan of Jazz Chisholm. Nolan Gorman's playing well, but smaller sample. And then you got my boy Jeff McNeil. And when it comes down between Jazz Chisholm and Jeff McNeil, I mean, you guys know where I'm going. I swear, I'm not going to pick Mets for every single position. I swear. Jeff McNeil, though, does legitimately have some gripe. He has a reason to think that he could start at second base for the National League. Jazz has a little bit of a higher OPS, but McNeil has a higher average. It depends what you value. Obviously, OPS is more important, but I'm picking Jeff McNeil, and I swear, it's not going to be all Mets. Or is it? I'll keep you on your toes. Third base, Rafael Devers, sick. Rafi Big Scoops is just one of the best hitters in all of Major League Baseball. He's disgusting. You also have Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez is also not just one of the best hitters, one of the best players in all of baseball, and as much as I love Rafael Devers, and I think, he's going to be on the All-Star team. He deserves it. How do you not pick Jose Ramirez? 14 homers, 53 RBIs, 994 OPS. He's an absolute beast. And again, one of the best players in the entire league. On the National League side at third base, Brandon Drury quietly having a great year, might play himself into an All-Star game, which is crazy to say because Brandon Drury was like a platoon backup guy for the Mets last year. Manny Machado having an MVP caliber season, 9 homers, 34 RBIs, 933 OPS. Manny Machado's disgustingly good. And Austin Riley's also having a really good year again after his breakout last year, but the best choice, at least in my opinion, is going to be Manny Machado. These are probably the 2 best third basemen in the league. Arenado's also been great too, but yeah, we're going Manny Machado. Shortstop, okay, Tim Anderson, really good. Xander Bogaerts, really good. The shortstop position's loaded. We know this. JP Crawford having a nice year. I don't think he's the all-star though. And Jeremy Pena's also been great, but he is cooling off a little bit. I'm gonna end up going with Xander Bogaerts here. I think Xander is just one of the best shortstops. I know defensively he's awful, but we're talking about the all-star game. People want to see the ball hit hard. People want to see home runs. Xander is that guy for me at shortstop right now in the American League. He's gonna be my pick. And then the National League. Oh man, it's really close. It's really close in the National League. Like Willy Adames is playing okay. Tommy Edmonds playing like kind of similar too. Their OPS is around the same. Kyle Farmer, same thing. Like there's a lot of guys hovering in this 750 to 800 range. Lindor 767. Like I really do want to pick Lindor. I love Lindor. Trey Turner probably deserves it more, let's be honest, but I'm gonna pick Francisco Lindor for my fun one that I'm gonna be a homer on. Again, I'm telling you, there's gonna be the legit one after this if you want to stick around and stay for that. If you're not pissed off already from me picking 3 Mets out of 4 positions, but the Mets are one of the best teams in baseball. They deserve all-stars. I'll tell you where they won't have an all-star. At the catcher position. Love Tomas Nido. It's been great, but James McCann's currently the guy on here. He's not gonna get it. So let's just go ahead and pick the National League one. It's gonna be be Wilson Contreras. He's been absolutely disgusting this year. He's kind of played himself into what's going to be a pretty decent contract, I think, this offseason when he hits free agency. Really, really nice season by him, along with Tyler Stevenson, who is also quietly, I scrolled too far, also quietly pulled up a really nice year, along with Dalton Varsho. I think all three of those guys have a really good chance of making the All-Star team, but again, I do think the best catcher right now in the National League is going to be Wilson Contreras based on performance, and my pick as well. And then the American League, oh man, it's got to be one guy, right? It's got to be one guy. You know who it's got to be. It's got to be Gary Sanchez. No, of course not. It's going to be Alejandro Kirk. Alejandro Kirk has had some year for the Blue Jays. The dude is absolutely mashing, and to be fair, he always has. This was his tool. He was a phenomenal hitter, and defensively, he's been good enough. He's been fine, where when he's swinging the bat like this, you almost don't care. Alejandro Kirk, I love this guy. He's so much fun, and I think he should be starting a catcher in the All-Star game right now. In the outfield for the American League, ooh, okay, Andrew Benintendi's having a good year. Not my pick. Buxton's cooled off quite a bit. I don't think he's going to end up being my pick just yet. I think you definitely have to pick Aaron Judge. I mean, 22 homers, 45 RBIs, 1070 OPS. He's the MVP of the American League, and it's not even relatively close. He's just been that good. George Springer putting up a really, really good year. I think he's in the conversation. I know Mike Trout has been struggling, but Mike Trout's been phenomenal. This is his struggling, by the way. 14 homers, 30 RBIs, and 989 OPS. Yeah, we're picking Mike Trout as well. And then I think if Taylor Ward was still healthy, is he hurt still? Yeah, he's got that hamstring strain. Taylor Ward would be my other vote. I'm not gonna lie. Taylor Ward's had an unbelievably good year. Like, the dude's been a beast. You know what, though? I'll throw some love to George Springer's way. I slighted the man this offseason. I know I did. I always said if he's healthy, he's disgusting. He's been healthy. He's been disgusting. He's gonna be my third outfielder for the American League, which gives us Trout, Springer, and Judge. Pretty good outfield. In the National League, Ronald Acuna, I think will probably get there, but he started late, so his numbers aren't crazy. Mookie Betts is a no-brainer. Another guy who's in the MVP conversation. Look at the numbers: 16 homers, 39 RBIs, 967 OPS, and a 302 average. One of the best players in baseball. Everybody around the league kind of dropped him a little bit, myself included. Yeah, he's disgusting. He's really good. It feels weird because it feels like because of one game against the Mets, but I think Jock Peterson, that 937 OPS, also deserves a vote. He's been really, really good this year. Giants just continue to show they're a very smart organization. And then even though it's a down year and he's hitting 225, Juan Soto is just still, I think, one of the best outfielders in baseball. At 829 OPS is disgusting, despite hitting 225 in a lineup that doesn't have a lot of protection. Personally, I'd like to move Jeff McNeil to the outfield. Ooh, is that something I can do? I'd love to move McNeil to the outfield, and I'd love to put Luis Guillorme at second base, because that would be a lot of fun. But I think this is probably going to be my lineup right now. And then, oh yeah, we have the DH still. I forgot about that. Yeah, Danny Jansen's been good. Kyle Lewis is looking solid, although it's a very, very small sample. JD Martinez has been sick. He's been sick, but Yordan Alvarez, I mean, 17 homers, 36 RBIs, 1011 OPS. Yordan Alvarez, one of the best pure hitters in the league. On the National League side, see, this is where it gets a little more interesting, or maybe it doesn't, honestly. I thought some of these guys had better years than they are. Yeah, it's Bryce Harper. It's Bryce Harper, the former MVP, or current reigning MVP, I should say. Moved to DH because of the injury, and he's absolutely dominating with the bat still. 990 OPS, which, there's my ballot. That's the one that I am personally going to be submitting for guys that I want to see in the All-Star game right now, which would be Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, Machado, Lindor, Contreras, Mookie, Jock, Juan Soto, Bryce Harper in the National League, and then the American League, Ty France, Andres Jimenez, Jose Ramirez, Xander Bogaerts, Alejandro Kirk, Aaron Judge, George Springer, Mike Trout, and Yordan Alvarez. So this will be my ballot for my personal picks. Now let's go ahead and do what I think is going to end up being the best players, the guys who deserve it the most. At first base in the American League, honestly, I think it's Ty France. I'm not changing that one. I think he definitely deserves it. And then in the National League, it's going to be Paul Goldschmidt. Like I said, that's just, these numbers are crazy. 341 with a 1029 OPS with the 12 homers and 47 RBIs. Pete's been great. Paul Goldschmidt's been better. I think that's fair. I really do. Second base, honestly, I think it's probably between Altuve and Jimenez. And I think I'm gonna just lean towards, Andres Jimenez. I do. I think he probably deserves the most right now out of all the American League second basemen. And then the National League, I think it's gonna be Jazz Chisholm. I think he deserves it a little bit more than Jeff McNeil. Although, we also have my boy Luis Guillorme, which we're gonna be voting for Guillorme on all the other days, but I'll vote Jazz right now. Third base in the American League, again, I think you can make the argument for Devers, but I do just think Jose Ramirez has been slightly, ever so slightly better. And kind of same thing in the National League. I think it's Manny Machado. Those are just, it's kind of been easy so far. Now at shortstop, maybe you could change it up. Maybe you could go Tim Anderson. Maybe you could go Bogarts. Maybe you could go Jeremy Pena. Maybe you could go JP Crawford. I still think it's Xander Bogaerts. I really do. I think offensively speaking, he's been one of the best. Maybe it's Tim Anderson, actually. He's hitting 350 with a 900 OPS. Maybe it is Tim Anderson. You know what? Let's go Tim Anderson. Tim Anderson might be the one who deserves it, honestly. And then the National League, as much as I love Francisco Lindor, it's probably not him. I think it's definitely Trey Turner, who is just one of the best shortstops in all of baseball. In terms of catcher, Jonah Heim has an argument. Alejandro Kirk, though, I think is kind of the easy choice. You could also make an argument for Jose Trevino, who's played really, really well for the Yankees, but Alejandro Kirk's been the best catcher this year in the American League. And then the National League, like I said, Tyler Stevenson, but it's Wilson Contreras. Now for the outfield, I think I did a pretty good job, honestly. Like, you have to pick Judge. Where did Judge go? You have to pick him. He's just playing out of his mind. I think you still also have to pick Mike Trout, and then it's Springer or Stanton. I think Julio Rodriguez has a weird chance to get on the All-Star team. I think you could also vote for Taylor Ward. I think you could vote for Kyle Tucker. I think you could even vote for Austin Hayes, who might be the lone representative of the Baltimore Orioles. You could go Byron Buxton. Like, there's a few more options here. I do think, statistically speaking, if he comes back soon, Taylor Ward is probably the best one. And then on the National League side, let's just make it easy, because again, there are some easy choices on the National League. Mookie Betts for sure. Jock Peterson for sure. And then, oh man, like where do you go from here? This last one is tough. If you're looking at OPS, Juan Soto has the highest, or the second highest, Mike Yastrzemski as well. I think Soler is in the conversation just because of his power. Same thing with Kyle Schwarber, but he's hitting 194 and 221. And then I'll just take Juan Soto, whose numbers are all better. Like, there's not, I think Starling Marte is a little bit in the conversation. Brandon Nimmo, until he got ice cold recently, was probably a pretty good choice. It would be nice if Bryce Harper was available in the outfield. He'd be a really good one, but I think it's going to end up just sticking with Juan Soto, which makes me think maybe my picks weren't that crazy, just besides like the Mets at certain positions. And then DH, I think I was spot on. I think it's Jordan and Bryce Harper. So not much of a difference there. I changed what, like 2 or 3 picks? So that is my All-Star Game ballot, guys. I'd love to know what you guys are doing down in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Who do you think deserves to be an All-Star this year? I plan on releasing one of these a little bit later as we get closer and closer to the All-Star Game, because again, this is like kind of way too early to start voting because there's still a whole month left before the All-Star Game. But I think as of right now, these guys have all a pretty good chance to make it. If you do like the All-Star Game content, make sure to drop a like on the video. That's the best way to show your support. As well as subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the content coming at you. We got bangers coming at you, so keep an eye out. Follow me on all my social media at GiraffeNeckMark. Links in the description, as well as a link to the All-Star Game voting for you guys to try out for yourself. And that's where I'll wrap it up, guys. You know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.